I remember when the first time I had to select for like an inventory sample, and he was like, "Do a completely random sample." I'm like, "Oh, great!" And so I just did like an Excel. I like took the inventory listing. I did like an Excel rand between like 1 and 250, and then I copied and pasted the values and sorted it from 1 to 50 because it was a 50 item sample. And that's funny because I was just like that. That's kind of how I remember doing it too. And I see all this talk about like AI replacing accountants, and I'm like, I'm not saying it's never going to happen. I just don't see how because, like, even for a small company like us, having a good accounting manager, having a good billing person, having a good receivables person, and a good payables person, I'm like, I can't. I'm a pretty smart person, but I can't outsource that to an AI right
You
now.
can't. It's a professionalism. It's the knowledge. It's the human connection. It's not just okay. Like we used to call them code heads. People that know code section of the IRS. Sure, that's great, but they had a place in the CPA firm. You go to him to ask the questions, but he wasn't running the firm. He wasn't running all the audits. He was there to give the information, and obviously an extremely important part of the team. But you can't have that kind of person running a firm or doing accounting work. It's just that's just too impersonal, and it wouldn't fit the whole model of how accounting works. There's no way I'd trust the work. I just wouldn't.
Well, and I use AI. I use AI. It's funny because I use AI for primarily for like writing memos or stuff like that. And then it's funny because I feel like if we're working on policy memos right now, we're kind of formalizing some of our policy documentation, which my predecessor had never done. And I'm like, yeah, we're probably going to use Chat GPT for some of this, but then at the end of the day, like every reference that Chat GPT gives to like the accounting standards codification, like I'm going to go back and manually check those because I still don't trust it, even though I know that like it's kind of there, it's getting there.
1,000%. We're doing SOPs and at our office too, and getting all our standard procedures all set up. And I'm like, yeah, anything that references anything, and if you use Chat GPT or whatever it is, AI to say. But I'm like, yeah, I'm checking everything. I'm not going to trust that this thing's spitting out information. It doesn't know what it's talking about. You got to have someone there to check what's happening. It's there as an assistant, not as a driver.